之还是气入了眼前。
伟明，你说什么？
对不起，
哦，你要 mute，没事。好，我们可以开始哈。HC 伟明，晚上好。希望你们这一周过得还不错。那我们开始今天晚上的冥想。我们可以看一下须玛塔吉照片额前的红点，将注意力内收，感受手上和头顶上能量的连接。好，我们一起来提升能量花瓣丹。萨瑞伽玛帕达尼萨萨瑞伽玛帕达尼萨萨萨瑞伽玛帕达尼萨萨萨穆那达拉斯瓦迪斯塔那那比维阿那哈塔维修利阿吉亚萨哈斯拉拉吉须玛塔吉。好，右手在泡脚水上方，顺时针方向给能量。我们向海神须萨穆塔德瓦塔致敬。Om Tvamiva Saksha Shri Samuta Devata Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Deve Namo Namaha。 好，我们将脚放到泡脚水中，我们双手朝向大地，感恩大地母亲给予我们的所有的爱，所有的创造，所有的忍耐。感谢您，大地母亲，给予我们美丽的地球，支撑我们的生存。让我们向大地母亲致敬。Shri Adibhumi Devi Saksha Om Tvamiva Saksha Shri Adibhumi Devi Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Deve Namo Namaha。大地母亲，请带着我们一生的疲惫，所有的沉重感和堵塞， 感觉身上轻松很多，对吧？好，我们左手，双手回到腿上，注意力来到我们的根轮，可以用右手在根轮的前方顺时针方向给能量。母亲，请唤醒我们根轮中须根内下的力量，给予我们孩子一般的纯真，唤醒我们内在的明辨力。须根内下萨克夏4次。Om Tvamiva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvamiva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvamiva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvamiva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Devi Namo Namaha。右手朝向大地，左手继续放在腿上。我们的注意力来到我们的左脉。母亲，请平衡我们的左脉。
谢谢。
好，我们将右手放回到腿上，左手朝向天空。母亲，请平衡我们的右脉。请凉化我们的肝脏。 然后左手也放回，双手掌心向上，注意力来到我们的中脉。母亲，请平衡我们的中脉，请保持我们在当下，不在过去，也不在未来。请唤醒我们中脉中深静的力量。Shri Mahalakshmi Ganesha Sakshat Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Devi Namo Namaha。然后我们右手放在前额，头稍稍向下低。Shri Jesus Mary Mata Sakshat Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Jesus Mary Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Devi Namo Namaha Om Ham Ksham 7次。Om Ham Ksham 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 Om Shri Ekadasha Rudra Sakshat Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ekadasha Rudra Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmana Devi Namo Namaha。好，我们可以将右手放回，注意力放在头顶。我们来说一下顶轮3段如果你记得的话，不记得就听着就好，注意力放在头顶。Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Kalki Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Kalki Saksha Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pardayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。好，我们来冲一下脚。顺时针方向画7个圈，来将水放到一旁。用舒服的坐姿坐好。完全的放松和交托，完全的毫不费力的状态。注意力轻轻放在头顶。母亲，请带我们进入无思虑的冥想状态。我们将所有的思虑都交托给你。母亲，我什么也不知道，我也不知道怎样去冥想，请教我们如何去冥想。在这个冥想状态下，我们来听须玛塔西的讲话。这是一篇关于顶轮的讲话。那须玛塔西在1970年5月5号打开了人类的顶轮。那每年的5月5号，萨哈加瑜伽呢，萨哈加瑜伽师都会纪念这个日子，举行顶轮的普济。那须玛塔西的时候呢，他会亲自去做这个普济，然后进行相关的讲话。那今天听的呢，就是其中一篇讲话，1989年的讲话。好，有中文，所以大家可以看字幕。
Last night was the night of complete darkness, that they call it as Amavasya. And just now only the first phase of the moon has started. Today we are here to celebrate the day when Sahasrara was opened out. Also, you have seen in the photograph, it was actually a photograph of my brain, which showed how the Sahasrara was opened out. The light of the brain now could be photographed. It's something great these modern times have done. So the modern times have brought a lot of things which can prove the existence of the divine. Also, it can prove about me. It can convince you what I am. This is very important because in the modern times, this advent has to be recognized, has to be fully recognized. This is one of the conditions for all the Sahajogis. Now let's see what's happening in the modern times, in the brains of the people. In the brains of the people today, if you see,
刚刚那段翻译的不太准确哈，讲一下就是学马太极讲，在现代呢，就是非常重要，你一定要认得它，那学马太极的意思就是说，那这些照片呢，也帮助我们去认得它是不普通的，它是神灵降世，那沙哈加瑜伽里面有很多奇迹照片哈。那当时的瑜伽士，他们可以去拍荨麻太极的照片，那照片出来呢，会有光，就是人眼看不到的一些东西啊，所以这里就是荨麻太极讲的意思哈。因为在现代这个时候呢，非常重要，你要认得他是谁，非常重要。
There is an attack on the Sahasrara. There has been an attack since long, but in the modern times is the worst time. That they are trying to make the limbic area very insensitive. Very depressive novels, very depressive thoughts, and very depressive music, you can say like Greek tragedy nonsense. All these things came from the medieval period, till we should say this new age has started. That one itself was no good for our limbic area. That made us very depressive. We took to alcoholism to escape from these so-called miseries. But then came this modern age, in which people became overactive. Overactivity started. With that, the brain also became overactive. In addition to the dullness before, it's gone to the other extreme of overactivity. So to dull it again, they took to drugs. They took to very horrible music, That's how they made this limbic area very, very insensitive. So a drug which was just a stimulus to begin with was to be taken in greater quantity. Later on, they had to take the drugs which were of a much more severe nature. Went on like that, and now we know that this drug is the only way people think they can survive. Why? Because of the tension they talk of. In the modern times, we have something called tensions. It was never there before. People never talked of their tensions. Now everybody says, I'm in a tension. You give me attention. What is this tension? It's because of my advent. The limbic area wants to know about me. And the Kundalini also, as Sahaja is increasing, is trying to rise in people. Because you become the channels. Wherever you go, you generate vibrations, and these vibrations give a challenge to the Kundalini or a message. And in various people it rises. It may not rise up to the Sahasrara, or it may even rise up to Sahasrara, but it falls back because there's no recognition. So every time they do something, this Kundalini comes up and gives them a pressure because their Sahasrara is not open. It's a closed door. Because of the closed door, this gives them a kind of a pressure in the head, which they don't understand, and they call it as tension. Actually, the Kundalini is trying to push it out self, but it cannot. And those also who get their realization, if they do not make their Sahasrara all right, they go on getting into tensions. So, though Sahasrara has been opened out so many years back, still we have some things to be done, is to clear out our Sahasrara first of all. So first is the breaking of the Sahasrara. Then, one, it opened out, the Brahmarandra opened out. Then we started feeling the grace, and it moved on to our Ida and Pingala, the grace, not the Kundalini. And the grace, which is Chaitanya all round, soothed down our left and right side, by which our chakras opened more, and more threads of the Kundalini started piercing through. So I always tell Sahajogis that it's important that you must meditate. If your Sahasrara is all right, all your chakras will be all right. Because as you know that the pithas, or the controlling centers of all these chakras, are in the brain, around the limbic area. So if your Sahasrara is clear, everything works out in a very different way. How to keep the Sahasrara all right is the big problem always people ask me. You know that I reside in the Sahasrara. I've incarnated on the lotus of 1,000 petals. That's why I could break it also. As I am today, as you see me, of course, they say Sahasrare Mahamaya. So this is the illusion which is all the time there for you, which is very elusive. It had to be that way because you could not have faced me otherwise, with all the lights coming out of me, or the way you saw yesterday, Sahasrara, some sort of a abstract colors thrown on all sides and the lights thrown outside. Please don't take photograph when I'm speaking, all right? You can take later on. There's no hurry about it. Just pay attention to my lecture. Please pay attention. It's important. It is to be told beforehand that nobody should take photographs during puja, because it is a very intense thing, one has to work it out. Please pay attention. Even if you don't understand, it has effect on you. So I would request you to pay full attention to me when I'm talking. It works better. Now this Sahasrara is to be looked after by you. It's the temple of your mother. When you say you put me in the heart, actually you put me in the Sahasrara. Because, as you know, the Brahmarandra here is the fontanelle bone area, has got the Pitha, the center, which controls the heart, which is the seat of the Sadashiva, or you can say of Shiva. So when you put me in the heart, actually you put me there. So to raise it from heart to there, or to bring it from there to the heart, is the problem of two types of people. Some people who are sensitive in their heart. I would say in Europe we can say Italians are very sensitive on their heart. The first thing they do as soon as they see me, they put their hands to their heart. And that is what it is, that if you try to feel me in your heart to begin with, it's much easier. To feel me in your heart. Now you might say how to do it. You have to love me as I love you. You have to love each one of yourself because you are all within me. And you cannot teach someone how to love. Love is within. And love manifests if just you open your heart. Now what stops it? We should examine that. Firstly, the conditioning. In the West, see, to express your love is regarded sinful, actually. It takes them time to say, I love you. But I hate you, even a child would go on saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. But to hate someone is sinful. To anyone, to hate is sinful. So to say that I hate you, is a sinful act. So what one has to do is to say, go on saying, I love you. After all, you must love a person who is so dear to you. Anyone who has done something good for you, you love that person. But if the Adi Shakti herself has given you the rebirth, it should be the easiest thing to love. And if she says that they are all within my body, so it should be even easier to love each other. So the whole cleansing of the Sahasrara is done through this love. This love which is not conditioned, which is not inhibited, which doesn't want any respite, or doesn't want any return, nirvaj. But the conditionings are too much. First, the problem of conditioning comes to you when you think that this condition makes me hate someone, or I cannot love someone because this is the condition. But actually, the conditioning itself is so absurd if you see it one by one. To make it simple, I would like you to understand the conditioning part, where I read once an article, interesting one, who killed the romance? So he said that the hairdressers. I was wondering how is he connecting romance with the hairdressers? Because people used to go to a hairdresser, and one, say, hairdressing was liked by a person. So he would say that, I love that hairdressing. Now supposing his fiancée or his wife wore another type of hairdressing, because every day new things happen, then immediately the husband would say, oh, I hate you because of your hairdressing. Because he loves one type of hairdress, that's why he loves. Otherwise, if you have another hairdress, you hate it. I don't like it. To say that I don't like it and I like it itself is a sign that the conditioning is too much. You make a proper hairdress and you dress up properly and you come out, and then suddenly people say, oh, I hate it. Who are you? What right we have got to say that to anyone? You are not a judge appointed by any law courts. So why do we say? To hurt someone, to say, I hate it. On the contrary, you must say that, all right, I like this, but you could do better. That's the sign of love, where you want a person to be dressed up in a way that is appealing. But this is on a very, very baser level we see people. Then we go further to see a person, how intelligent he is, how smart he is, how charismatic he is, how charming, that's another word which is very elusive, is. These are also kind of conditionings of the mind, that you think that a particular style of a person is a lovable person, that you love that person. It's so much outside. Or some people actually do not love, but show their love because somebody has more money. The money he is not going to part with, no doubt. But you love that person because he has more money. Or he has a better car, or he is better dressed, whatever it is. So this kind of a idea one has also is a killer of love. If love is killed, joy is lost. You cannot have joy without love. I say joy and love both are just the same. Then it gets even subtler and subtler and subtler. Then we start, say, loving our own children. That's very common. I mean, of course, also some people don't even love their children. I mean, there are all kinds. See. But then they go on, this is my child, this is my child, this is my child. That's again is the death of love. As I told you before, the sap of the tree rises, goes to every fruit, goes to every leaf, goes to every part, and comes back. It's not attached. If you are attached to one part or to one flower because it is more beautiful, then the tree will die and the flower will also die. So that's the death of the love. So you have to have love which doesn't get entangled or attached. Every time I tell like this, they say how to do it. The love of the Spirit is of that kind. Love of conditioned mind is different. A conditioned mind can love in a limited way because it is conditioned. Then the greatest enemy of love is ego within us, which is like a balloon on top of our head. And this ego gives us a very big tension. The conditioning, of course, like they see, say for example, they see a carpet. Now it is according to their conditioning is not good. So they say, oh, what a carpet it is, or something. This kind of conditioning of very low level. And the higher level at the most is that you love your own country. So my country is the best. Whether it is killing people, whether it is destroying the world peace, it's all right because I belong to a particular country. This is the best. We can never criticize our country and countrymen. It goes on subtler and subtler, but on the intelligence side, it is even worse. Because intelligently, if you have understood that something is good, then nobody can save you. Because through your brain, you have understood. Actually, it is very surprising. I was reading the book written by Rabindranath Tagore. And an Englishman had given a very beautiful preface to that, an introduction. And he said that the creativity is killed in the West. So he asked a gentleman who was an Indian critic, he said, don't you criticize your poets? You don't have people who are critics? Yes, we have. They criticize. So what do they criticize? Oh, they can criticize that this time there was no rain, so we had problems and things. He said, no. We are thinking about the poet. Do they criticize the poet? Do they criticize an artist? Say, is it meant for criticism? It is created. Whatever he felt is created, but supposing he has put something very vulgar, then of course we don't like it. But if it is created by a beautiful mind, has to be beautiful, then you don't criticize. He says, no, because we cannot create like that. So what business have we got to create? This is how intelligently what we have done. We have norms about everything, about art, about every creation. We don't like this carpet. Why? Because it doesn't appeal to our intellectual understanding of the norms we have reached, and in that frame it doesn't fit in, so we don't like it. Can you even create 1 inch of that? So this ego gives you an unauthorized action. It is unauthorized, anadhikar chishta, unauthorized. You have no authority to criticize. You can't do anything. So why should you criticize? Better appreciate and see for yourself that you are not in authority, you are not worthy of it to criticize. If you are not worthy of it, why should you criticize anything? And otherwise, also you must know you are a slave of your ego. Whatever your ego dictates and your intelligence, so-called intelligence, brings you to a point, to some norm. And then it becomes a collective ego of a particular community, of a particular country, of a particular ideologies. It's collective. So then they say, oh, we think this is no art. That is the reason we cannot have masters anymore in art. We can't have Rembrandt. We can't. Poor Rembrandt must have himself suffered a lot. You know, Gauguin suffered a lot. All these artists suffered a lot. Even Michelangelo suffered a lot. Not only monetarily, but otherwise. Criticize. So I think people have given up. I met an artist who had done lots of artwork. I said,
让我们最后冥想几分钟。
why don't you show me? He said, no, I don't.
好，双手合十，感谢许玛太吉给予我们今天这个机会一起冥想。感谢你母亲清洁我们的精微能量系统。好，让我们一起来提升能量。画板灯。好的，大家有没有问题？好，没有的话，我们今天就到这里，下一周再见，大家晚安，黑王，拜拜，
晚安，谢谢你，老师。
晚安。